Party time brews. This song ain't no good, but we got nothing to lose. Party time brews. Here's another brewing clip. You can watch it if you choose.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm here with Matt Jaggers of Jaggers Brewing Co, and we are doing a Buddha beer, basically just taking over for the Hoppy Hour since he's out on vacation in San Diego for Thanksgiving. So we're here for a quick Thanksgiving stream with Matt. Matt, what's going on tonight? Nice. Yeah. I wouldn't watch the if you watch the stream on YouTube, it's way behind, so that gets confusing. So I recommend just having the stream up on one side with the comments, because the comments are always up to date, and then just rocking the Discord if you want to see kind of up to the second chats, if that makes sense. And it looks like we're working here. I'm just working on getting things set up, get the chat windows going. I don't know how to do anything anymore, but whatever. So yeah, we got Eddie Butler. What's going on? Northwest Small Batch Brewing. Hey, saw you do your little video or promo there for the BrewTube Awards there. Yeah, that's a good one for anyone that hasn't had a chance. I don't know if I threw it in the description or not. I think I did. But yeah, take a look at the BrewTube Awards. Get voting on those, because apparently it's only the mead people voting now, and everybody's gonna all the beer tubers or brew tuber beer guys folks are kind of missing out on all the awards are gonna go to that. I'll go to them. Yo. Okay, they don't got you. Okay, I will. Okay, let's see. Can't hear Matt. Okay, that makes sense. I probably didn't. Let me just fix that first, and then I'll start yapping of other shit. So yeah, I got you nice and clear, but they don't whatsoever. So let's see. Yeah, you gotta mute the YouTube. But yeah, you should mute there, and then I'll get your I'll get you set up there. Let's see. Maybe that'll work. Give it a talk, maybe. How you going? Can you hear me still? You got me?
Yes.
Okay, that should work. And give me yeah. That's I think that should come in now. It's showing in my pictures that it's coming in. So how about that? So yeah, we almost did. We prepped it nice and early. We almost had it set flawlessly, and then I forgot to add your voice. I guess. Are you good at signing? Can you sign language your way through this? I won't be able to understand.
So I think hold on. Wait, I think I know beer. I think that's beer.
Okay, nice. That is something I definitely don't know. So if that's the case, that's pretty rad. We learned something today.
Yep.
I just gotta set up my. Oh, there we go. There's, I think, all up there. We can hear Matt now. Uncle Dana, what's going on? I'm not sure when you're heading out next, but we'll have some new beers for you. Have the some of the Christmas exchange beers, and I should have a crap ton of them because I just agreed to throw the second beer in it. So I should have 2 sets of 20 different homebrewed beers from different people. Looking forward to trying them out. Are you, Matt? Are you part of any homebrew clubs?
Yes. So I'm part of the Bay Area Masternauts down here towards the Gulf Coast, Texas, and I'm also a member of the Master Homebrewing program. That's a part of a competition nationwide type of deal.
Oh, rad! Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I know you're talking about those in some of your recent videos there. But
Yep.
yeah, I guess before we get going, for anyone that doesn't know Matt, Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of your history, homebrewing, a little bit about your site and YouTube channel, basically what you got going on in your life.
So I've been homebrewing since about 2016. For the most part, I was brewing kits and like extract kits, that kind of thing, for a long time. Probably about 4.5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I kind of did the switch over to all grain. Started getting going down that. About 3 years ago, I started writing my own recipes. Um, about 2 years ago now, I really started to step it up, start entering some competitions off and on, kind of see where those things end up. And then this year, I've kind of really tried to take it hot and heavy on some of those competitions and stuff. And as far as the YouTube channel goes, it's kind of just one of those things where I'm trying to pay it back a little bit. There's a lot of information out there. So I've learned a lot of things, but there's some things though that you try to find and they're hard to go out there. I ran an experiment like what happens if you steal some lactose from one batch of Berliner and use that to kettle sour again. Didn't really have any answers when I tried to search for that, and now I know. So that was a fun experiment.
Oh, nice. How'd that turn out?
So it turned out pretty decently. It dropped pH. It went from 5.3 to 3.4 in 8 hours.
Okay, nice. That's a
That's
pretty good. 3.4 is what I got with Philly sour, but that was with like doing a lot of extras to it. Like if you can do that in 8 hours with just a sample, like that's pretty cool.
Thanks, Eddie. I appreciate that. It really
What do
means
you
a
got?
lot. I'm
Oh, nice. Yeah,
closing in on
yeah. For anyone that
300.
yeah, nice. Yeah, for anyone that's here, get subscribing to Jaggers Brewing Co. Check out his videos. He has a lot of really good information. He has some great recipes and information on brewing. There, he won. I think he won a few competitions. You said that double decoction you
Yeah.
got a best in show for, and yeah.
No, it went to mini best of show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the like competitions that I've won have kind of been, I mean, they're big deals, but they're not like medal winning type of
Oh yeah,
things.
but yeah, I mean it doesn't matter. It's just cool to know people like the beer and know that you did a good job on the beer. Get you a
Oh
little,
yeah.
little bit of affirmation that you keep going and you're not just making a mess there.
Yep.
Okay, nice. Oh, slow rover. Started drinking at noon and watching Canada Belgium. Need to be able to function tomorrow, so moved on to hot chocolate. Yeah, that makes sense. Tomorrow comes pretty quick. I saw a few little upsets today in the World Cup. I don't follow that at all. I just know that I guess Germany wasn't really expecting to lose to Japan, and Canada's still hunting for their first goal ever at a World Cup.
What is it that you're drinking over there, James, again?
Oh, I got a mess of a beer. I tried to pour my Buddha beer, but it ended up being about, I'd say, pretty much right on half and half of a blonde and then my Blue Moon clone mix. So it's a little bit different, but it's not too bad. I guess about a liter and a half. So I kicked a keg of blonde though, so that's good. So I got a fresh batch that's pretty much ready now. So
Well, cheers, James.
cheers, Matt. Nice. So where were you? Say you got you got that competition or not competition, but you tried out like the little experiments there, and then what do
Yeah.
you got next on the go? What's any big plans? I
Yeah.
know it's easy to come up with lots of ideas to make the videos for. It's actually just doing the videos and trying stuff out.
Yeah, so what I've got going on next is I my birthday's right around the corner, so we're throwing a birthday party here with some friends, and so I've already got one of my birthday beers brewed, Thin Mint Stout,
Okay, nice.
and then I'm gonna do my birthday stout, and then I'm gonna do a Lithuanian farmhouse that was been my summer jam for the last 2 summers. So um, I just really love that beer.
Oh, nice. What makes a Lithuanian farmhouse?
The Omega yeast. Um, I just love that yeast. I've used it like I think in the last probably 2 years I've probably have brewed that about 7 times. So it's kind of a staple now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, just taking a quick look online. You got I won't even pronounce that, Yovaru or
Yeah,
Jovaru
Guvaro.
Lithuanian farmhouse.
Yeah, and then I'm doing a collaboration with Cascade Brewer.
Okay,
Uh,
nice.
he and he and I are doing some farmhouses, and we'll be trading those out here pretty soon.
Oh, sick. Yeah,
So
I haven't tried a farmhouse or anything real fancy lately. That's another dude to subscribe to. Go to Cascades Homebrew.
yeah,
I think there. I know I'm
yeah,
subscribed. I just gotta see this site.
that's the problem with like content and being a content creator anymore. It's just so hard to keep up with everybody, like because you're trying to bust out your own stuff too.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And there's been a couple ones that I know I subscribed to, and then I make a video, and then look a few weeks or months later, and like, I basically released almost the same video at the same
Yeah,
time without. Don't do that on purpose.
meaning to,
Sometimes you have the ideas there. Okay, so
man, I
Cass.
think sometimes that stuff just runs cyclical. Like everybody kind of gets on the same track almost at the same time.
Okay, nice. But yeah, Cascades has a lot of good stuff there
Oh, he
too. But
does.
yeah, that'll be a good collab going there. Um, yeah, for content wise, like I find all you got to do is if you read a book, or I've been lazy and doing audiobooks lately, but you go through those and you get idea after idea. And imagine I'd like to subscribe to a magazine sometime. I just haven't really pulled the trigger on that one because I don't seem to have too much time to actually sit down and read. Although I guess you always have time on the can, so be a good can reader to have
Not
a
me. I'm too fast.
yeah, too fast lightning in and out, too risky.
Yep.
Not just spend take it to work
Don't.
and sit on there for 2 or 3 hours and
Nope.
nice.
One of my least favorite places to hang out.
Yeah, yeah, weird. Party time collaboration soon. Hit the like button, everyone. Yeah, Patrick Sandy, thanks.
To
Yeah, I'm
both,
down with
Patrick.
doing. Yeah, that's another thing. Collaborations, like they're good to do. Like we should do one sometime. Just got to figure out what to do for anything. I don't know the best ways to do them. I got a buddy that can get beer into the States, so you could do like a tradesy or something like that. A little hard to roll down to. Where is it you're at again? You're in Texas or?
Texas. Yep.
Okay, nice,
Yep. The great state of Tejas.
nice. Yeah, it gets lots of tasty barbecue. I'm trying to do although it'd be a horrible example, but and I'm gonna ruin it. But like a Texas chili for a chili cook off on Friday. Although I'm just picking the first recipe I find online and going with that. I'm not getting
Call
anything
it
fancy.
Texas.
Yeah, they call it. I think the only reason they call it Texas is because it's it's supposed to be no beans. I don't think I'll throw beans, but I'll be throwing other shit in there
See,
that's not supposed to be.
I I don't understand that whole like, and I'm sure I'll start a whole thing, but I don't understand the no beans and chili. That's just
Yeah,
it's just soup then.
yeah, chili. Like
Like,
unless you're just tons of. I mean, it's obviously delicious with just a big pot of sloppy meat. Like can't really go wrong with that if it's flavored right. But yeah, I don't know. I
right,
always up until like
running
people start.
sloppy Joe.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Up until people start complaining about like, oh, you can't have beans and chili. But I think that's just a Texas recipe thing. Maybe like super hardcore folk, because in some cases you're actually doing like you're actually making the I don't know, chili paste with actual chilies and shit, and not just taking
Like,
like 4 tablespoons of chili powder and dumping it in there,
yeah.
calling it chili.
So,
Party time or Chris Vodka. What's up again? Got any holiday beers in the hopper? For me, nothing special on the holiday. We just got I just did I guess another Brewers Banner podcast with a crap beer for me on Instagram the other day, and we were talking about the local, one of the bigger local homebrew competitions is the Big Spruce Homebrew, and they're actually doing a IPA this year in any style. So I think I might try to brew all the different categories of IPA real quick and see which one's best, and then brew a second one before February. So I just picked up a couple smaller fermenters and hoping to start brewing a lot instead of just brewing 5 gallon batches because they're hard to get rid of on your own. Well, I mean, not hard to get rid of, just hard to get rid of if you want to have some semblance of a life.
Northwest and Patrick Bacones is pretty good. I enjoy their rye whiskey the best. I think that's probably the best one in their lineup personally.
Patrick Sandy, peanut butter sandwich with chili. Try it. That sounds like it would work, and I like peanut butter sandwiches, so I like peanut butter sandwiches. What's that off? I don't remember, but yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Nice. Yeah, home of Balcones. So what kind of brewery is Balcones or?
They're a distillery.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they do Texas bourbon. I think so. Texas bourbon came down to two players to the market. It was Bacones and Garrison Brothers,
Okay,
and it was like a bet of like who could open up first. And I think Bacones beat Garrison by like a month or two, I want to say, of actually opening up the distillery.
okay. Yeah, that's always fun. Just everyone trying to get going at the same time. It's like I need to get going in where I live out here in Mount Uniacke in Nova Scotia, and got to get the brewery started because I don't think there's any other breweries or ever have been other than probably like 1800s type stuff that no one really has any idea about. So it'd be nice to get a even if it is just a garage brewery, get her rolling.
Right.
I see. So what do we got here? We got 19 people watching now. We started a little while ago. We are trying to steal the happy hour time. So yeah, I guess he's not on the go now. He's just enjoying. Old CH is enjoying San Diego. Wouldn't mind getting down to the warm. We're just starting to get the just the last week or so. We're starting to get a little bit of the snow and stuff. Do you get nighttime? Does it get cold down there?
Uh, so here recently it has, I think the other night it was right at about 38, which
Okay,
I
yeah, that's
mean,
pretty cold.
and I live on the Gulf Coast, and so we get a lot of wind. Uh,
Hmm.
Brewing bad.
Yeah, he's promised a hat, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, Dana.
Um, Dana, I'm drinking a beer that I've called Fire Ant Ale. I did a video about it. Does not have real fire ants in it. But I did put a habanero in the beer for secondary fermentation. So trying to bring the essence of fire ants.
Nice, nice. How'd that come through?
So it you get a good heat, and then it reaches a threshold, and it doesn't cross it.
Okay, so it's like you can feel it, but it's not a you're not just
It's yeah.
you don't end up being like why the fuck did I just drink this?
No, but it is a beer that I personally don't like to drink more of about 2 pints of.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
gotta. I still got it on the agenda. I gotta build. I want to do a hot beer or theoretically a hot beer. I'm gonna
right.
try to mash in like a. I got a couple of the Packy one chip challenges, so I figure if I do a half batch, throw two of those chips in there, it should have a pretty crazy heat in it. Because if you think about one of those, I don't know if you ever tried one of those one chip
No, I've
challenge
seen
chips.
some people.
Yeah, they're pretty hot, and even if you just take a little nibble off them, they're pretty hot. So I think. Well, I'm gonna throw two in it because I figure it's gonna ruin the beer anyway with one. So you might as well
Right.
just make it
Go all
over.
out.
Might as well just make it over the top. What's your favorite beer if you had some spice in it? Like what kind of style would you go for?
Man, I've really in the last year or so I've been really hooked on brewing like the kind of like saison farmhouse beers and stuff like that. And before that I was brewing Hefeweizens and like stouts primarily.
Okay,
And so it's kind of nice to kind of have gone down that like little Belgian uh type beer brewing that I've done. I've done, several Berliners, fruited some, the saisons, and just a few other types and whatnot. But man, I think I've got a way better appreciation towards beer uh, styles because I moved away from kind of what was my norm and then kind of come back to brewing some of those stouts to where I'm like, hey, what will this due to that stout and kind of really learning it.
Okay, nice.
Uh,
Just figuring things out, playing around. How many batches would you say you go through, or how often are you brewing?
so last year I brewed right at about 40 batches, 5 gallons.
Oh
This
damn.
year I've probably brewed about 15 or so. I've kind of slacked off a little bit, but like right now, the kids are in baseball, and so that's 2 practices a week plus a game, and then work, and then gym when I can make it, and just try to knock it out as I can.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's more than I'm doing. 40's a pretty freaking good number. Do you have any issues? Do you have any like big events or anything or parties that were clearing the beer out, or are you just real good at finishing them off?
I have a lot of thirsty friends.
Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah, and it was a lot easier to get rid of the beer when I was bottle conditioning everything.
Okay, yeah,
But now that I keg primarily, I do have some that I bottle condition, and so that just I don't know. It's just kind of weird, and so now like I can pour a couple growlers and send them away, but it was much easier just to just say, hey, here's a case of mix match stuff.
yeah,
Brewing bad, content slows you down. No, that's actually the reason why I brewed so much at the beginning. I'm sitting on top of a few beer contents that I kind of just need to kind of get sorted. And some of those videos are a little bit of a hot mess, so I'm trying to figure that out.
nothing like a good hot mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think I think
Uh,
yeah, I had a few. I think I still have a few like way back there that I just never made anything out of filming. Filming doesn't take a ton of time, but
it's the editing part.
when you go to make a batch and don't even think about filming and just think about making the beer, man, it's kind of nice after
It
always
is. It
concentrating on it.
is.
Just because
So
just
last
because you don't have to pay attention, like you can brew it, and you know what? Sometimes it's like, oh, the mash takes. If I have to do something and the mash takes 2 hours, whatever.
So last year, my birthday style, like, so I film everything, and there's some things that just they're not gonna make it on the channel. They're terrible. But like my birthday style last year, I brewed on my birthday. I had some friends over, and that was the first film that I hadn't, or that was the first brew that I hadn't filmed in almost like a year. And
Oh
it
yeah,
was like it was just so nice to just not even worry about it. um but being like trying to film stuff, and then you have like some of those longer type projects, like the Double that I did, that thing sat around for a year in a bottle
yeah,
before I did anything with it. And so like I lost track of where I was keeping this video going, and it just kind of got out of hand.
yeah,
So
yeah.
FYI, little hint for tomorrow's video that'll be released, and it's kind of related to that.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I gotta. I think I have. There's at least three places I can think of right now that I got some bottle conditioned beer kicking around at. I got like stairs coming up to where I'm sitting now. That there's some there. I think that's from like my fresh hop beer, which was a horrible beer. So I don't even. I should just crack them and dump them. But that, and I think I have I have a double kicking in the laundry room, which is just another room over, that I should try because that was last year's competition beer and I did decent at it. So I should
Yeah,
try
we
try
talked
that try
about
that
that,
yeah
I
try that
believe.
try that after a year, and then I think I have I'm on this well, I have my third batch of the Blue Moon clone, which apparently it's CH's worst or least favorite beer, which
Hmm.
the homebrew version of it's not bad or good. It's good because I made three batches of it in like 2 months. But yeah, I got my first bottle conditioned one of that sitting somewhere, and then a freshly fermented one. So kind of curious to see if the bottle condition matches the freshly fermented at all, or if some of the flavor goes away. I find the orange peel and coriander kind of are like real prominent right off the bat, and then it gets kind of more subtle as time goes on.
So, I kind of had a little project going on in the background where I decided to take a couple beers and put them up for about a year and see how they edged out as far
Oh,
as
nice.
homebrew goes. And so I just shot that video this weekend and or actually Monday, sorry. The short weekend's kind of messing with me. But
Oh yeah,
we set these things up, and one of them was the eggnog stout that I did. That was a collaboration brew, and man, you know what? That thing actually turned out to be better with age on it than it was like fresh,
yeah. Oh, nice.
and that was right at about a year old.
Nice. I'm trying to see. I got some. I got it. Like I think my best one's over at my dad's house. It's I don't know exactly what it is. I'm trying to scroll my old personal Instagram now to see if I can find the old homebrew pictures from like 5 years ago. But it's like I think it's like it's either a porter or it's like a pale ale. So I'm really hoping the one that's been sitting over on a shelf at my dad's house for 5 years is the porter and not just a old ass pale ale.
Hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, lots of way too many pictures. Man, I was skinny before I started brew tubing. I need to I need to fix that sometime.
beer beer kind of gives you one of those guts, from
Yeah,
what I
it's
hear.
crazy. I could be
Terrible,
healthy.
but you wouldn't have as much beer.
No, I
So,
know it's silly.
double. Yeah. Little catch 22 there.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why I'm even looking at here, but I want to. So what else? What do you do for what do you when you're watching videos? I know like when you're kind of following and doing the brew tube, you end up kind of finding and all the brew tubers get recommended to you and stuff like that. Like, do you have any what's your kind of go to brew tube page if you want to like learn shit?
So, Hops and Gnarly, I think, has got one of the best channels for going to learn shit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Uh, Mean Brews, Apartment Brewer. There's just so many good content creators out there. It's just so hard to choose,
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
it's ridiculous, but I'll even see if you've covered something, or CH has covered something, or somebody else. I'm not opposed to looking at anybody.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
Excuse
if
me. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
like you're basically searching something. It's funny how you always see kind of the same group of people, but yeah, like Hops and Early goes real good into the details. Um,
Yeah,
if like someone like Genus was doing like grain to glass
Genus is
videos,
another good.
they have like
Yeah.
awesome. They're just awesome to learn random shit. Like when they do their
Hmm.
live casts and kind of deep dive into a style or something like that. Brew Show's awesome. Like Brew Show and Gnarly, I think, are like kind of top production kind of guys. Brew Show's awesome for like learning the different fermentations
Yes,
and
yes,
Gnarly.
yes,
Yeah, he goes into like almost the perfect amount of detail. And if you want to go
yes.
into the nuts amount of detail, Apartment Brewer is freaking awesome for that because like if you're really interested in a style and he's done it,
Me,
then that's good.
Mean Brews too. Just the same thing, just a little bit more analytical.
Okay, nice.
I
Let me
just there's just so many any people, but I guess I've learned how to pull from what I need to take from several different people to kind of create my own little style and my own little thing. Like David Heath, he's another good channel that's got a lot of good information that's a cross between a couple other channels that are really good channels.
yeah,
And
David
so,
Heath. Yeah, David Heath. I'd say for like when you want to do a style, like if you want to learn about a style of beer, like kind of like specifically and recommended recipe and stuff. Like he's a dude that does that shit for a living, like making recipes for a homebrew shop and stuff. So
mhm,
he always has a real good overview of like kind of like these are the percentages you should use. Like he's not just like presenting like the perfect recipe. Sometimes he's just giving you like this is what makes sense for the recipe, and that's pretty good. Yeah, for some reason I didn't even
yeah.
have Mean Brews on my subscription list, so just
And I've
subscribe to him
I've
there.
met I've met him personally. His competition club bumps up against mine on a couple occasions and stuff. And
Oh, nice.
man,
You guys
he's a
fight.
super nice guy. He's a super nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we got a pretty good, we got a decent like homebrew club out here. We're just working on recently like want to try to get some more events and shit going. Like since the pandemic, it's been
Oh
kind
yeah.
of super lax. Right now, I joke, but it's kind of a horrible joke that like right now it's kind of a it's like a discount brewing club. Like it's really just people signing up for like your group buys and that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
which is awesome. But like we need to get like actually like going for the events and stuff. So we're doing the advent calendar, which has always gone on, although this year only has I don't know 23 or 24 entrants in it, where before I think they were having it so like the month of December there'd be 31 days of different beer plus on weekends I think you'd be double bagging each day, so you'd end up with like 40 beer I think
That would be awesome.
for the exchange, which is pretty cool. And it gets that's like borderline like you got to make two batches if you're only doing
Yeah.
5 gallon batches, but yeah, that's
So
pretty
this
good
is
there. So what you got
that's my
there?
Marzen.
Oh yeah, nice. Did you brew it in
Uh,
March?
no, I did not. I brewed
What?
it almost a year ago. I was late to the game.
That's all right, I think.
But it's yeah, it's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't tried a Marzen. I there's so many types I want to try.
Man, you just got to do it. Stop being intimidated. That's my
Oh yeah, I
best
know.
advice. My best advice to homebrewing that I can give anybody is don't be afraid of a style. Anybody that wants to make a YouTube channel, don't be afraid. Just do it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean
Just
that's what I rolled with, just doing it and try to teach some shit, but really oh shit, Brewing Bad sent a 1999 super chat. Sorry, I missed that. I'm not a I guess I wasn't on the YouTube page when that came up, but yeah, really appreciate that. That's awesome. That's by I think one of the bigger
excuse
ones
me.
ever. So
Well,
that's sweet. Thanks a lot there. But yeah, like I'm just doing the doing it for what do you call it? Kind of keep a record of what you do, and it forces the YouTube thing
yeah.
freaking forces you to kind of learn a little bit, so you at least try to say some stuff that makes sense. Usually, sometimes it might not. Or like it might have blaring omissions, and if I do, I have no problem correcting myself or putting a post up there. But yeah, like I'm no super expert, but I'm just trying to get better every time. And great way to get better is to present it to people. So that's always good, I think. And when you started YouTube, was it a little over a year ago, like last summer, or did you do some before that?
I'm right at 15 months in.
Okay, nice.
There's so there's two videos that we shot that kind of I started to do something, started to edit and all that, and that was pre me actually launching, and then those just fell to the side, and so I never did anything to them. And so I told my wife, I was like, look, I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna start from scratch, and that was the first video. And you know, I was like, I was so I brewed like a bunch of beers because my homebrew club, what they do is they pair up one kind of like younger brewer to one that's got a little bit more experience.
Okay,
And
yeah,
so Belgian beers were something that I didn't know, and so like Berliner Weiss was like very appealing to me. So I ended up brewing like three of those, just trying different things just to see what would happen. And I turned that into a video. And so I was very timid about being getting on the camera. And that kind of took a little bit to get over, you know. Uh, so we did kind of like a voiceover, and man, that voiceover for that video, that was like my fifth attempt at doing
oh yeah,
it, and I was like so mad or whatever, but my wife was like, "Oh, this is golden, like run with that." So hadn't looked back since then.
yeah, yeah. That's pretty. Yeah, the some of the earlier videos I got out like I don't think there's anything I'm like embarrassed about or anything, but it's like some of them, like my voiceover is just like, okay, and then I
It's a
did this, and it wasn't like you just gotta have a
yeah,
little bit of energy. I mean, doesn't need to
yeah.
be fake, and like obviously you don't want to make it like fake or something. You're not like well, I mean, same with like CH always kind of mentions that it's like just get the crazy attitude. Like, well,
Man,
this is
really
come on
like
down example.
looking on my videos personally, anyways, I'm like, man, I come across so dry and so boring or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not really like that, but I want to be taken seriously too. And so like, where's
Yeah.
that threshold, like
Oh yeah.
where
No, I don't
to
think I don't think it comes off as boring. Like it's just yeah, and it's like I mean for mine it's just a matter of like you try to say jokes or you make fun of yourself or do something stupid, but then you got to think of like okay, what do people want to like people like to see
what
like stupid skits and stuff like that, but like not too much of it. Like sometimes like I think someone like I don't know if you've seen much, and it's all on the commercial side, but like Adam Brew's beer, or whatever you saw, you might have
I've
seen
seen some
his
of his
stuff a
stuff.
bit.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, and he's doing a lot of videos that answer a lot of questions. I mean, a lot of them are just like
Yeah.
quick answers from a live stream, but like if I compare it to like learning to do something on say editing or Premiere or something, he's going to be the guy that comes up when you search a question and it'll be like here's the 40-second answer. And that's what down the road like a lot of people look for. It's like, "Oh, can I like you mentioned there, can I repitch my lacto into whatever?" And then you're like, "Yeah, you can." And if there's a 2-minute video on that, that's kind of what people want. They want just a quick answer on certain things
Yeah,
sometimes.
I agree, but I kind of like to nerd out. Like I enjoy documentaries and kind of the longer way around. That's just how I brew too. I kind of no, I say that like I know chill and things like that to take
Yeah, yeah.
some 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 shortcuts where I feel comfortable with. But I don't do a lot of things very easily, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing sometimes.
Oh yeah. No, it's good to have a quick there. If you don't mind, if you could hold down the old chat or something, take a look at the chat
Sure,
and talk to them for a second. I got the sons up and awake and crying, so I got to do a quick rescue mission.
no problem.
Just be a second.
So I seen here in the discussion in the chats, there was somebody that was talking about let's see here about the mint. For my thin mint stout, what I did was I took a bunch of fresh mint and I put it in a mason jar, and then soaked it in vodka and went that way with it for my thin mint stout. Now I just caked that thing, so I haven't taken a taste test of it. But when I was trying to like find the proportions, that mint really came through. But I also used fresh mint too at the like last 5 or 10 minutes of the boil in my hot basket for that. So that came across pretty good. Let's see here. Bacones. See here. So what is everybody else drinking tonight?
What I missed.
I hadn't seen anything pop up in chat. I saw someone see here,
Let's
mint
see.
Kolsch or mint IPA. Man, either one of those sound appealing, but if you're doing a mint IPA, hopefully my personal uh deal with that would be is I think I would try to look for more of the juicy or the hazy, but I don't really particularly care for the West Coast IPA style.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I'd go on that. I've always had a hard time with mint, but I think it's just because like it's like university times. I had a bad experience with like some sort of mint mixed drink, and then just brings up those great memories all the time.
Mint is pretty hard to gauge, like when I made the the tincture for my mint, for my thin mint stout, it was very aromatic, but like it tasted way different than it smelled.
Oh,
And
okay.
so like I'm really hoping that the mint that I threw in at the end of the boil and the mint that ended up being in the tincture kind of uh, works well. And Ron, that's actually what I was fixing to say is mint in a saison might actually kind of be kind of special, possibly
Yeah,
maybe throw
could
some like
add a different different perspective or different I don't know what you call it obviously
different
flavor.
threshold
Yeah,
to it.
like maybe
Yeah,
a yeah. I guess I don't know. I missed the conversation, but yeah. Okay, there you go. Slow rover or whatever. The push toward a chocolate stout for the base of a mint stout. Yeah, you could do like a
yeah.
dessert stout, kind of like an after eight mint. I know like JD
That's kind of
Shore does
what.
an after eight like liqueur type drink. So imagine if you get that
Right,
chocolatey taste through with a little bit of mint, like that'd probably be awesome.
right.
At least for a 4 ounce pour.
I threw a bunch of rye into mine, and then some lactose, and then I did some cacao nibs in a separate tincture with some vanilla beans to kind of mix in with the thin mint or the mint for the beer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't played around too much with tinctures. I didn't really know much. I guess like when they say like
Um,
tinctures, like they recommend like with vanilla sometimes or something. But that's almost like you might as well just go buy a vanilla extract kind of thing. I think tincture is just basically making an extract, isn't it? Or is it a lot? It's
no,
still a lot different.
well, so
And I
yeah,
mean fresh extract, not like
you're making your own extract at that
yeah.
point, so you have a lot more control over the whole process. You can kind of determine some of that stuff. I saw someone after I had already made my cacao or my chocolate tincture with the vanilla beans recommend that you make it 6 months to 9 months before you need it.
Oh
So
really?
that way, yeah, they said, oh well, 6 months is good, but 9 months or 9 months is better on that. And so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have that
There's a
kind of.
lot to be playing around.
I don't know when the last time I prepped something 9 months ahead.
Yeah.
That's a yeah. I gotta go to a do a presentation tomorrow, and it's like yeah, I just finished it right before I came up here. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Petey McEnroe just posted a chocolate tincture video on his Instagram today.
Nice.
Let's check out his Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Edie, what's
when I did
your
the
Instagram handle? Um, so as far as the vodka making a difference, um, it's supposed to be a neutral grain spirit that is able to take on other types of excuse me, taste and whatnot. The first one that I did, I used some like Russian vodka. I couldn't really pick up on what I was doing there. Um, Now the second go around and the third go around with my tinctures was I used some like premium Texas vodka, and so far so good. Don't really know. Started my
Petey,
vanilla
yeah, that's a
extract
good
12, 5, 20.
it's a good good while ago. Let's see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got accidental beers that are still sitting around from that long ago, but not a just PD underscore glass. Let's see. Everyone subscribe to that.
Deep Eddie, I think Red. Ron, sorry.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, just PD. Okay, just bear with me here while I subscribe to
So what's
PD.
PD's Instagram there, James?
Just JUSPETEY underscore glass. Okay, I guess I missed a follow back when he did that. So yeah, I got a cool delicious chocolate flavor to all sorts of things. Chocolate tincture. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, have to take a peek at that and get some good useful tips there
I,
because a lot of that I haven't tried out.
it seems like with tinctures, it's kind of like almost anything with homebrewing. There's more than one way to do it, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Oh
still
yeah.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I haven't played with it enough. Yeah, I don't know what the next. I do got to get into some more fun beers like the. I don't know. I'd like to get into a big dessert stout sometime. I think that'll definitely be a half keg, and then just use the regular 30 liter grain father just to do a super heavy batch.
Right.
Maybe,
Man,
or maybe you have to do I might have to do a, what is it, reiterated mash, where you more or less have to mash twice to get the right amount of
yeah.
shit
I
into it.
haven't done that yet. That's on my list. So I've got like 4 to 5 pages of just straight ideas of things, and you just gotta have the time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like if you, I don't know, have you ever looked at the book, the new IPA there by whatever, whoever's the dude, the IPA dude.
I'm not an IPA kind of
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, his
I
his book is like, hey, you should try this, you should try this, you should try this. It doesn't have like the full results on anything, or it has results on some stuff, but it's like it just gives you so many ideas. Like try dry hopping with old fucking hops or something like the.
right.
Apparently, there's some, I don't know, whatever some of those chemicals are that are good, but that's not a real good description there. But yeah,
Old old hops like is kind of like the lambic style. Like you just kind of let them get all funky, which
yeah,
I if you're trying to brew something like a juicy or a hazy, maybe that might be kind of along the lines like something kind of dank, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know the
I don't have a whole lot of
apparently
experience.
like one of the, I don't know, one of the compounds might come out
Right.
after they've been sitting for a while. Like I think the ones I got are like, I think they're Cascade from like 2018 or 2017 or something, that are in
Hmm.
the that are they're, I mean they're still in the freezer there, but yeah, they'd lose a lot of stuff. I don't know. I haven't actually taken them out and smelled them in a while, so I don't know if they're starting to go cheesy or anything like that. But I guess if that's the case, then I
Have
need to
they been
just
in a
start
sealed bag
start.
the whole time?
Somewhat. I think I got tuck tape over the bag after I cracked it. But
Yeah.
but yeah, like give it a shot, and I should try just doing some sort of freaking lambic thing or something. Mind
Yeah.
you, without the like natural yeast or something, but just do something and age it for a while. Put it on some.
So
I don't even what
they've
it.
got yeast for like lambic style type beers if you can't collect your own, you
Yeah,
know.
that's true. I'd love to do a yeast collection thing sometime.
I,
Just get a bunch of baby
I would
bottles and
too. I keep saying, "Oh
go
yeah, this
around
is
and
going to be
collect a
the
bunch, and
year."
because I don't think it wouldn't take that long. Like pretty quick if it's propagating, and then I mean, if it smells like it's useful, you can do it. But
Well, collecting, from what I understand, isn't the hard part. It's selecting one that actually is decent tasting
yeah,
is the hardest part. So,
yeah, because you'd have to go. You'd almost have to. I guess you got to get it in a super small amount. Do the propagation at least once, probably two, maybe three times to get a kind of a quantity that you could do. Like even if you just did it in a test tube with 500 mils or a liter of wort, just to see what
yeah,
kind of flavor comes out.
right.
But yeah,
So,
I forget the podcast I listened to. One of them had a guy, and he mentioned like just get baby bottles, and they work good for like kind of self burping and shit like that. But I don't know what kind of I guess you just got to get some sort of Q-tip or something that doesn't leach the flavor into it, or there must be
yeah,
some
I
sort of
don't know. So,
sanitary sample thing, or just get COVID tests. I imagine those nose fucking swab things would probably be good for collecting yeast. Yeah,
yeah. I, I don't know. So like my grand plan was to make like some warts and then throw them out in some mason jars with like some cheesecloth or something folded over them and put them out in the garden for that the night and early morning and then
yeah,
collect those in and then see what happened from there, you
yeah. To
know.
see how long. Yeah, because they have all the stories of like you're open ferment and you just pop them in a, yeah, like Ron Barnes say, you just leave your
Yes.
bucket open under an apple tree or some shit for a couple nights or a night. I don't know how long it takes, or I guess until it starts fermenting. Yeah, COVID
COVID
IPA.
IPA.
Yeah, not necessarily like doing the nose swab and then making a yeast out of that, but
Little
using
column
this.
A,
Yeah,
little column
yeah.
B, whatever
Well, I mean,
happens,
you could use that
happens,
for
man.
like a. You could do a. I think they had somebody in BC out here do a. I think it was like a beard. They did like a beard yeast, mind you. They went to like a lab and found it, but you could just take the swab and fucking have at it with your beard and go with that.
Man, Clawhammer did a log
Yeah, the
beer.
log one's pretty cool. That I mean, the log's kind of
Yeah,
like that's almost like your I don't know what you call it. That's almost like your lambic style or something. Like if you
yeah.
know it's been through a bunch of fermentations, it'd have probably some weird like lactose or maybe even some Brett's or something in there to go nuts. I don't know. Actually, I have no clue how Brett's found in the wild. I know they get it in their
Bread is
barrels.
everywhere. It's in everything. It's almost like quiet. It will just about chew through everything. And yeah, we should get Gnome to give us some beard yeast. I bet he's got quite a bit.
Nice. Yeah. No. No. He'd shave his beard and give it to us and then do that. But I
Yeah.
feel he might not be down for that kind of thing.
Hey, the COVID test Q-tip.
Yeah. What else we got? Yeah, I don't know for yeah for tights, but it would be cool to just get a 6 pack of little containers and trying to swab a bunch of
Sour
place.
gnome.
Trying to yeah yeah. Gross gnome could do a beard yeast. I mean, I'm pretty sure it just means gnome could do a beard yeast. But yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to see. I could just go snag it off of anywhere. Just find a bunch of places. But I guess like an
Uh,
orchard or something to be the most
yeah,
interesting. Or you could try to steal it off of maybe like apparently like grape skins usually have a lot of yeast on them and stuff. Whether or not that's like a wineish
I've seen
style.
apples, all kinds of stuff. They say that like more urban area that you have, the least likely that you're able to get it off of the like surrounding foliage
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot. Now I live in a fairly rural area, and I've got about 50 acres behind me that like I've
Just
kind of
go.
been like should go ninja plant back there and try to get some yeast
Yeah.
out there, you know?
Oh, nice,
Exactly.
Patrick
Yeah, if you
Sandy.
get some Brett. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That
Brett kind of cleans up everything after time because it kind of keeps
so
fermenting forever.
I've done some purposely Brett beers, and that's been the hardest thing for me to learn with it is to just let it ride. Just package them up, forget about them, let them do their thing, and then come back and visit them in about a year. And yes, yes, please do that.
Yeah, now it'd be pretty good there. Yeah, I haven't actually tried. I haven't brewed with Brett yet, so I need to should kick that one into gear.
I had an accidental acetobacter infection on a blender, and oh, I was so pissed off about
Is
that.
that what gets
And
it vinegary or
exactly,
yeah?
yep, yep. And man, it so I kettle soured, looked good, tastes great. Went ahead and threw the fruit on it. I did it was blackberries and cherries.
Okay.
And so everything was frozen but 1 pound of cherries. And that 1 pound of cherry, I swear to God, had to be the source of the aceto.
Fucking
And like,
cherries.
yeah, man, so it kicked off secondary fermentation pretty good. And then uh I went to go bottle it and I pulled open the lid and it didn't look good. It had a huge pellicle across the top, and I was like,
Oh yeah. And when you say pellicle,
"Damn it!"
that's that crusty, dusty shit.
Oh well, so I've had pellicles with Brett before,
Yeah.
but this was gnarly, and I was just like, okay. So I just let it set for a month, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I was just like, you know what? Let's just see what happens. It actually tasted pretty good when I bottled it,
Okay.
but then
Nice.
after that, it was terrible. I was like, we have vinegar. We have fancy salad dressing in a wonderful beer bottle now.
Nice. You try it on a salad or did you?
Have not. Actually, they've been sitting up in the cabinet for about a year, so maybe
Okay,
I should do
try to see
a
if
video
they're
about that.
just
Like, hey, remember this beer?
yeah. Pull it out and then down one just to
Nope.
before you
No,
even before you
I
even
took
smell it. Just fucking commit.
no, no, I can't do it, dude. Because I know it's in the bottle. Like I took 2 sips of it and I was just like, nope,
not
nope,
not not today, Junior.
yeah, nope. I poured it on a bunch of fire ants.
Oh, nice. And then you made beer out of it.
Yeah, then I made beer out
Made your
of it.
fire ant beer.
Yep.
Nice. So yeah, what's up? You said you already said kind of you got lots of videos on the go, lots of things to look out for. How often have you been
Yeah.
releasing the videos? Have you been pretty
So
consistent?
yes, so over the last since day one, it's every other Thursday without fail.
Nice. That's
And there's been a couple little ones that have slipped in there as extras that I release on a different day. So
okay. Nice. Yeah, I'd like to.
so
I've never been that good at consistency. We
I I have to
and
do it. Eh?
it's way better to do like at first I'm trying like, oh, I need to do one every week, and then it's like, okay, I'll do 3 videos, or I'll make 2 videos and then like another one will get finished quick, and it's like, oh shit, a day later I'll release another one just because
Right.
I'm not good at holding on to them. But yeah,
So
like 2 or 3. You should just say like every 2 or 3 weeks, like, and give a reasonable time, because like you said,
right.
you got family and shit. You can't
I
just release a
used
video
this
every day.
I used to set on 3 edited videos. Uh and I schedule all my releases. And man, like, between the kids getting sick sometimes and things like that, that's ate up a lot of that, excuse me, little extra vaulted room that I had.
Yeah,
So now it's kind of like, so the next one that releases is already edited, but like after that, I don't have anything. Like I need to go in and start editing videos to get
yeah.
them ready,
Yeah, no,
you know.
makes sense. Yeah, it's just you gotta force yourself to have some time, and sometimes that's hard to do.
Right. And sometimes, man, you just come home and you just want to sit down and to tell you the truth, honestly, so I run two profiles now on YouTube. I run my personal and then I run my Jaggers Brewing Co. on.
Okay,
I
nice.
have removed all home brewing from my personal account and it's all followed on Jaggers Brewing Co.
Okay,
Because
nice.
like sometimes I just want to clock out, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So do you what kind of videos do you do on your personal, or is that just like
No,
for
no. So
remembering
my
shit or
personal
family stuff or something like that?
no. So my personal account is just is for viewing only. I don't post anything on that or anything like
Oh,
that.
okay,
It's just
gotcha. So you just have
yeah,
your Matt Jaggers. Just go
exactly.
around. You
Yeah,
subscribe to random stuff, and then Jaggers
yeah.
Brewing.
My
I'm
wife.
assuming you just try to do the brewing only kind of things, keep the brewing feed to it, and that's what I try to
Yeah,
do. But
exactly.
it's slowly going into everything, because then I always forget to log into my normal account.
Well, so like on my PlayStation, it's just my personal account. So when my wife and I sit down and we want to watch what we call Spooky Tube, uh,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, that's the kind of stuff, or some of the like more educational documentary PBS type stuff, things like that, I'll watch that. But like on my phone and whatnot, that has Jaggers Brew and Co. all over it. So
oh,
it's
okay,
kind of nice to have that separation there.
nice. I know we kind of mentioned it earlier. We talked about the YouTube. What's your kind of go to for learning stuff? What else do you do? Have you hit up many books, or do you got a favorite book or anything, or favorite source of information other than the old YouTube?
As far as books go, like I've got, like John Palmer's and then Brewing Classic Styles and
Yeah,
some other things. And those are good reference points. But it's one of those things, like my time has been set up to be eaten up by so much stuff that
yeah,
YouTube is just kind of like the fastest answer. That Reddit, maybe some of the Facebook groups, things like
yeah.
that. My homebrew club. a great source of information too. You know.
Oh, nice. What kind of events and stuff have you been doing with the homebrew club, or do you do get-togethers, or how do you guys
Yeah.
roll?
So we meet once a month. You know, people are free to bring their own homebrew. We kind of try to encourage as many new people as possible. And you know, so we'll say, hey, you know, I taste, smell, see this kind of thing with it. And then you know, some of the bigger guys that have certifications for judging or whatever will say, hey, I think next time you should XYZ. Some of us that are a little bit more experienced can chime in there too, but you know, we try to take it nice and easy with everybody and try to keep encouraging all those learning and educational skills as possible. You know, I don't know a whole lot of things, so it's kind of weird when people approach me. I'm like, ugh, I don't know what to do in that situation or whatever. But also, I get a lot of flack at the club because like I do things like no chill or repitch lacto or
Yeah, yeah.
you know whatever. So it's all fun and games though. You know, um, try not to worry too much about people that have negative things to say as far as home brewing and just kind of keep it all positive.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember one of the things when I first signed up for the homebrew club. I think I saw like a post to someone that like in one of their little like it was just a form, but in their like little signature block it said like enjoy making fun of bad beer. It's like kind of fuck you. Like that's not
Right.
cool. Like everyone's here to brew beer and get better at it. So like if you have bad beer, that's like the best learning experience you can have. Like good beer, it's like
Yeah.
okay, yeah, you made a good beer, but bad beer, it's like okay, we made a bad beer. What happened? Oh, well, it tastes like vinegar. Okay, so like I said, you get your Ceto whatever.
You know, Bacter.
Yeah, Ceto.
Yeah.
I'll let you say it. But yeah, so like it's all a learning experience. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to. We got a just to jump. Well, not jump subjects, but we got a buddy in the homebrew club bought a. He's a BJCP judge, and he bought a one of the off flavor kits. So we got the
Yeah.
12 flavor kits. So I'm really looking forward. I think we're gonna do that in maybe January. So what's that there?
This is my birthday stuff from last year.
Oh, nice, nice. When is your birthday, by the way? How many days we got?
Uh December
Unless
10th.
unless you don't, yeah, unless you didn't want to
Yeah.
say it, but I guess you're good there. Nice, nice. You made it another year almost. Not quite there yet, but
Almost.
you might.
Yep.
There's a good chance. It's looking good that you'll make it to another year.
Right.
Nice.
So as far as though I think sometimes we get wrapped up into too much about what judges and the professionals and all that say. Um, you know, like I entered a competition earlier this year, actually at the very beginning, and I entered the same beer in about four competitions, same batch, same recipe, all
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
So the first time it scored a 27 out of 50. Then like the next time it scored like a 32. Then like the next time it scored 37. And then like the last time it scored a 42.5.
Oh, nice.
At
That's
some
actually a that's like a winning score almost.
I got beat out by a medal by half a point.
Okay,
And
nice.
so
And a lot of the times
so
the points are a little bit subjective for the winners or not, but
well, so you're trying to objectify a personal experience
yeah.
on, you know, an interpretation and all that. At the end of the day, where does that beer actually sit?
Yeah, who
You
knows?
know,
And it
and
doesn't matter as long as it's a good beer.
I totally agree with you there. And so that's kind of like my new approach to brewing is I got caught up a little bit there for a minute about like the scores and whatever. And so at the end of the day, now I'm trying to take the approach of like if it's a good beer, myself and my buddies, if we like it, maybe it's not 100% the style, but by God, we love it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like I know with well, yeah, like at least the competition, the only real one I've done. Well, I did two, but like the competition is like you get your first table, like your first round. It's like, okay, yeah, they do score it, and then they send the tables that they want or the beers they want to the main table. But like this
So,
this this one coming up. Sorry, go ahead.
Ron, I had a friend that scored a 48 on a smoke beer and did not
Jesus,
medal.
did
Did
not
not
medal.
medal.
What they had
Did
the
not medal.
49. They had a couple other three other perfect beers. 48's
Right.
ridiculous. If you don't get a well, I mean maybe it meets the style, but it's just not as drinkable as the person that's running the contest wants. So yeah,
Right.
they choose the easier or the less intense one or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I guess it has to have a lower. I don't know if it's always. I don't think it's always the highest score wins.
I don't think so either. I was privileged enough to help judge some brewing competitions internally through our club and stuff. And so kind of like once you see how the meat is made kind of thing, you kind of understand what a little bit more about what the judges are looking for, kind of where those leadways are and stuff like that. But I had a friend that he scored something like a 42. He made it to he didn't make it to the final table, but the only critique he got back really was has too much smoke malt in it, and it's a smoked beer that's allowed 100% smoked malt. What do you do with that? You know,
Yeah, yeah. It's
I totally agree with that, Ron. If you make mini best of show, you have a great beer. And sometimes that beer will surprise you that made it to mini best of show. I will tell you that much because I had one of those and I was like, really?
yeah. But yeah, like I'd like to get into. I want to get into the tasting a little bit more. Like at least get the. I really want to try to get the. Well, I wouldn't say really, but it's more. It's more for myself, just to be able to judge my own beer. But get the
Right,
BJCP qualification. I think within the next week or two, I'm probably gonna pay for the initial test. I think it's only like $10 to give one chance, or you get like for $20 you get three chances. So I think
right,
I'm gonna pay to get the three chances right at once blind, and then if I need to study, which I probably do, because I think you got to learn like 26 styles or something with the BJCP exam,
really.
and then
I
the
I
tasting is a weird one too though, because you got to write out full tasting sheets, and I don't think it's as strict as people think, but you do have to learn how to at least I don't know emphasize or verbalize
yeah,
what you think of the beer. So whether or not you are picking up exactly diacetyl or what you think is diacetyl isn't diacetyl, you gotta write fill out the full sheet. So best advice I've heard is just buy beers or do your own beers and just write out the fucking tasting sheets for them.
right. I would say also to if you have the opportunity to become a part of a homebrew club and
Yeah, yeah,
sit with someone, and try to go from there on it. That if you have a homebrew club that does competitions, try to offer to judge. I did it. I have no kind of certification, but I got to sit down with a lot of like of the upper echelon as far as brewing judges go, as far as their certificates and stuff.
yeah,
We'll take them. And so I got to do 2 rounds there, and then I got to do a round with a guy at a mini best of show. And so you learn different ways to judge beer. One of the guys' approaches was like pulled out the style guidelines and started going down them and was like, hey, so it has this, it doesn't have that, has this, it doesn't have that. Whereas another guy said, forget about style guidelines. Drink the
yeah,
beer. Is it good? Okay. If it's good, why is it good? Do you have any off flavors? Do you have off flavors? And then now let's look at the style guidelines and see where this thing, hits. And so you kind of like I said, you get a little bit of an education there of how the meat's made kind of deal. So
oh
see
nice,
here.
nice. Yeah, I see a Blackwood brews. He's done competition barbecue where it's based off one bite. That seems
Yeah.
crazy to me, unless you just like.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know how. I wish we had real good barbecue around here. I guess there's probably some places, but yeah, one bite's kind of crazy. And he's turned in barbecue where he didn't think it was that great. One on a place in the top 10. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to judge at a barbecue competition. That'd be freaking delicious. And brewing bad, even if you do
Chris,
party time, don't change how you describe your brews in your videos. Can't beat it when you whip out the tasting chart. Yeah, my tastings aren't the most scientific, we'll call it, but yeah, and I think most people need to just see like yeah, like if you're watching a grain to glass video of how to make a beer, for the most part, people just want to know like, is that a decent tasting beer? And I mean, they don't even really care if it matches style. It's like, hey, I want to make an IPA or I want to make that stupid like orange creamsicle IPA or whatever, and it's like, does it taste fucking good? Yeah, it sure does.
I
Should be
can't.
enough.
Really got to get better at some of my descriptors. I get lost. You get a good jumble, and so like some things I've set down, and I'm like, before I shoot this video, I'm gonna hit all the things that I smell, taste, see, all that. And I I don't know. I'm still not great at it, but I know the more beers that I try, the better that I'm at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's But yeah, I think I just suck at tasting. I don't pick up too much. I don't think I've ever tasted anything I thought was diacetyl. Definitely never anything I've thought was like DMS or cabbage or whatever the shit they call that. But
I think DMS and diacetyl are kind of some of those ones that they're kind of like Satan. They get blamed for everything. Like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
is that DMS? No, it's not. But whatever.
yeah. No, I look forward though to tasting the off flavor of acetaldehyde because I'm pretty sure when I screw shit up, it's acetaldehyde. Like you get that like I
Where
guess Granny Smith apple or like appley kind of
where do you think that comes from? Your
sweetness.
fermentation control?
Yeah, I don't. Well, and it doesn't even make sense most of the time, like that I'd have it because I think I could be way off here, but I think acetaldehyde's kind of like it's like unfinished fermentation, isn't it? Let's
Mm. Yeah, I think so. I think
something like that. Let's
primarily that one is normally fermentation or like lagering type control. I picked up on it in a few beers personally, like before packaging, but then like yeah, the slight green apple flavor. So I've
yeah,
had that in a couple beers uh before packaging, but then like after packaging, like either be it the pegging process or bottling conditioning, it's gone away. So
yeah. No, I gotta and like it doesn't like I think I just googled it obviously, but yeah, it says it's oxidized apples or acetic cider, green apples, and it's like acetaldehyde's a precursor
Ron,
kind of
but
to fermentation or precursor to like ethanol. So yeah, it's looking thirsty
so
in Nova
yeah,
Scotia.
okay.
Okay, I'll grab beer. You hold down the chat or go grab another beer or whatever. We'll see if we can.
So
I got a few
well,
more minutes still.
I
If
got
you're
a whole
good.
six pack sitting here, and then my keys are within walking distance or stumbling distance. But so under pitch yeast, isn't that the only way
Yeah,
to
I'll be
pitch
right back.
yeast, right? We need a need a mandatory beer chug. That sucker. You're right, Chris. We should. After he comes back, and then I go back to use the restroom because I need to pee. Like, whoa. Budweiser has slight green apple flavor, oxidized ethanol. I have a video in the bank, haven't published it yet. Oxidized ethanol, huh? I I don't know. So like as far as like the oxidized ethanol, I guess that's what the aceto hide is, correct? Northwest. Uh, as far as oxidized goes, I've picked up on that like once, maybe twice. I think it was actually during the my Mr. Beer Kits video. It kind of just had that like cardboard taste to it, and I that's one of the beers that I just sent to everybody. It was just like, y'all make this disappear. And everybody's like, oh, that's a pretty good beer. So I was happy that that one went away.
Nice. I'm
So we
missing
were
out some good
talking
stuff.
about yeah. So we were talking about you ready, James?
Yeah, yeah, I'm listening.
So Chris said that we need a mandatory beer chug, but I said we have to do that after I go to the restroom.
Oh, okay,
Uh
yeah, yeah. You run.
but we were talking about the oxidized ethanol being kind of like that cardboard type taste, and I said that I one of the few beers that I picked up on it was that Mr. Beer that I
Okay.
did, and I had to send that thing away, make it just send it off to friends, and they thought it was the most amazing beer that I've ever brewed, and I was just like, y'all suck.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. Brewing bad. I just poured I guess an ankle's worth of that's the Phantasm beer going here. Originally, I thought it was oxidized, but I guess it's just kind of brown, not that clear. I wasn't supposed to be a clear beer, but it still smells pretty good. I haven't read too much more about the Phantasm since, and whether or not it's better to put it in different times than Knockout. I think the people that make Phantasm, I think they have Instagram or something like that. I'll take a peek here real quick, but they're the I don't know if it's the Garage Project Brewing guys, but they have a website with a bunch of, or at least the Instagram with some stuff on it, but I don't know if that actually tells you much other than phantasm.nz. Got Thiles. Unreal natural flavors from New Zealand. Oh, the Phantasm Cup entry. There's a. Okay. Enter your Phantasm beers and be in to win a return trip to the 2023 New Zealand Hop Harvest. Yeah, nope. I suck at that, but I guess that's just the link there. So if you got a Phantasm beer entered in to get a trip to New Zealand, that would be rad. But that's the only link that they got there. So they just got a bunch of information on the Phantasm. I say a bunch of information. I straight up lie. I mean a bunch of pictures on the Phantasm site, but no. Yeah, no real great info of how to use it. Although apparently you could contact them and find some. They'd probably get back to you with their recommended information. But yeah, it's real expensive at More Beer or Northern Brewer. What do you, Matt? What are you rocking for if you have to order stuff online? Where do you have a go to?
Man, I have been burnt too many times by More Beer and Northern Brewer.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I I haven't really ever ordered anywhere else. I got in a weird situation where I was without a homebrew store that was local to me, for about 6 months, and one of my fellow club members, he opened up a new one, and luckily enough, thank God, that happened because I needed one in my life like whoa.
Oh yeah.
And I know not everybody has that opportunity to have a local homebrew store near them. If you do, you need to support them because you don't know how bad you need them until they're gone.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got a. I'm lucky enough out here. We got the Brew HQ kind of main, I guess, flagship store, which is an awesome store. I mean, if it has an pinball arcade and shit in it, I'm happy with that. And they brew some beer and sell it, and good
Hmm.
supply of stuff. And a lot of people see it as like kind of like a national brand, but it's one of the companies in Canada. if you go online, you can order and they'll ship anywhere in Canada for whatever $100 order or something like that. But we're just lucky enough to be close to it, so I can always, and it's on the way home from work. So I'm literally
I,
there probably twice or three times a week. Just I need to grab a fucking Camden tablet or an Iris Moss
right,
or I need
right.
50 grams of crystal or something. Like no issues, just stopping by and grabbing.
So professionally, I work at a small business that's local, and so that whole local thing really means a lot to me. And so I try to um, support as many local businesses as possible.
Yeah,
Granted, this place is kind of a little bit out of my way to be able to go to, because it takes, and I don't know what everybody's driving situation is. So like I work seven I I I live 7 minutes away from my employment. So like it's nothing to get to work, right?
so you can wake
And
up. You can
so
wake up at 7:45 to get to work at 8 if you need to.
if I needed to, but I'm kind of higher up as far as that goes, and so like I don't have an on and off time really.
Yeah,
Uh but But so for me to go there though, it's like best case scenario, it's like a 35-minute venture, if not an hour, depending on traffic. And so like that really like irritates me because in small town America, I should be able to get wherever I need to go in like 5 minutes,
yeah,
but that's just not the case. But uh
nice. Yeah,
I
it's good. Short commutes work, but yeah, traffic sucks. And
it
even in
does.
small
It's
town
terrible.
America, I guess it's kind of
It
garbage.
does. And I swear to God, Houstonians would like totally mess up the idea of being able to teleport anywhere. We would clog it
Yeah,
up and it would make it awful. Y'all need to learn how to drive in Houston. I'm sorry.
yeah, nice. Yeah, I see Blackwood Brews. He doesn't know if he wants to buy any of those Phantasm or Thiol ingredients. I've seen too many hit or miss videos with them. The only thing I can say about that is definitely keep trying them. I've only really tried the Thiol Libre from Escarpment. I'd like to get some of the Omega yeast Thiol ones, and apparently they're good in Canada soon. But like even this one here, it's like a month or more old, probably more than that, and it still has a real fruity smell to it. Originally, I thought it was oxidized, but it's kind of held its color and it's kept its flavor. So I think that was just maybe a product of the Phantasm actually being kind of brownish itself. But I don't know. I definitely recommend Blackwood giving them a shot, if only once. I mean, it's not too bad. But yeah, like we were talking about earlier, he said Matt said, burned by Northern Brewer or More Beer. More Beer I found is pretty quick at delivering, at least to my buddy's mailbox in the States. Northern Brewer was like always twice the time.
At
Whether,
least.
and
But
you
but
shouldn't always be in like a rush to get your shit, but I mean
no,
it's
but
nice to be notified like the day you make the order that it's packaged and ready to ship.
my problem with more beer was it's like, oh, it's in stock. And then like a week later you're like, okay, where's my shit? Oh, well, it wasn't in stock. So then it wasn't really in stock, was it? And so like I went round and round with them on some things and I ended up just asking for a refund. Northern Brewer, I just sucked it up. If I order something, I've got to plan a month and a half out
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it. Um, I was lucky enough that between one homebrew store closing down and the other one opening up, that I only missed out on really needing to order grains on one beer. But my brewing's decreased this year too, so
yeah,
it's kind of hard to really
yeah,
knock them.
yeah, for sure. I got a pretty good stock of ingredients now, and I have some stuff that I bought like full bags of that I haven't really used yet. I got a
Right.
bag of Vienna that's been sitting around for 6 months, so I need to just say screw it, brew like a 15-gallon batch of like a Vienna lager or something even heavier, maybe a Vienna like IPA or something that is gonna kill it. Cause yeah, I got too much crap sitting around and I need to burn it out.
Yes, we're on right there. They will sit on it for at least a week before they ship it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean that's what it seems. I don't know how's have you done the what do you do for hops? Still the local guys or have you ever done the
Yep.
Yakima or any other
Nope.
or
So I still I fully support my local homebrew store
okay, nice.
and everything that they do. Now having said that, I do have my own mill because there was a few recipes that I was trying to do that you had to get specific grains for that wasn't offered through my homebrew store or whatever in the past. And so and be able to have a little bit more control over some stuff.
Right.
But I also got recently a vacuum sealer, so that way maybe I can start ordering some bigger hops and things like that to be able to put away for later.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I've seen what's the forget one of the brew podcasts recently was talking about storing hops in the freezer and stuff and it's like, yeah, if you keep it cold, alpha has to stay the same, but I guess a lot of the flavors might not. So like if they're
Really,
bittering hops, you can keep them in the freezer for seemingly a long time, but if not, then you might be losing some of them like tasty notes, like especially with your like maybe citrus or galaxies or something. But they also did a test over like 4 years, so
it probably depends on what styles that you are trying to brew the most of, and then to like, oh, excuse me. So because I brew a lot of the like farmhouse saison type deals, I have pretty much one recipe that I use all the time for that. I just throw different yeast at it just to kind of try to find and nail down that house type recipe, And so like I know now that I love Saw's hops. East
yeah.
King Goldings. East King Goldings go in damn near any beer that you can brew, you
Yeah,
know.
I think the EKGs are good. Like I love them in the blonde and stuff like that. Like just tasty shit. And I got a lot. I think I got like a pound or more of them downstairs there.
Shit, like something like a pound of Magnum would probably last you damn near a lifetime,
Yeah, you need like a
Like
few grams each time, or like a half an
exactly,
ounce, or not even.
exactly. So,
Alabama
what's the
cream ale. Ooh, 10.
Alabama cream ale?
Yeah,
Well,
PD
I'll see
Macaroon
your
talking about Yakima. Can't beat a $10 pound of mosaic. That's all right. So what you got? What do you got? You
I'll,
looking to crack something?
I'll see your Alabama cream ale,
Oh, nice.
and I'll
Ah,
raise you a Kentucky Common.
oh, nice. Yeah, I brewed the California Common. I got to try the Kentucky Common. I guess California Common's really just Anchor Steam Beer attempt at a clone. Never tried the real one.
So apparently this one's just a little tad over carbon. We'll,
It said 99% dextrin malt.
we'll give that thing a little bit to chill out a minute before I top it off.
Okay, Ron Barnes likes the middle fruit. I don't know if I've tried the middle fruit. Maybe have.
So
Gotta check it.
Mitterfru is a pretty good hop. They had like a was it like a melon spinoff that I used for the Italian Pilsner, and oh my God, oh my God, that's a good hop.
Okay, is the Hallertau like we say middle fruit? Is that the same as Hallertau, or is Hallertau middle fruit a different?
I don't
Oh,
know.
also known as Hallertau, middle fruit, or Hallertau, or middle. Okay, I think it's maybe the same kind of deal. Someone feel free to correct me there. Oh, Patrick Sandy said his last brew was a Kentucky Common.
I like to play a lot in those like kind of historical uh brews just because like there's not you can't go out and buy a commercial example. So you kind of gotta say, oh, okay, here's what it should taste like, smell like, feel like,
Yeah,
and all that other stuff. And then use those context clues to try to get as close as you can.
yeah, for sure.
I know I brewed my first Kentucky Common and I sent it to my guys, my buddies, and they said, oh my God, what is this? I've never had anything like it.
In a good way or a bad way?
No, no, a great way. It's
Yeah,
it's one of the ones that they actually asked me to brew quite often, you know, and I brew it probably twice a year.
yeah. Okay, nice. Nice. Yeah, I haven't tried the Kentucky Common. What makes a Kentucky Common? What
Corn,
Okay.
and I like to throw some rye in mine,
Okay.
uh, and two row or no, six row, sorry.
Okay, so
So
I haven't tried this 6 row. Do you need to do
I don't.
any fanciness with that, or you just
No, I don't. I don't.
okay? So like the first recipe that comes up with that is like 70% pale, 20% flake corn, and then some rye, a hint of black malt, and a hint of caramel crystal 40.
And I use cream ale for the yeast on mine, which
Okay.
is I mean kind of like traditional, but uh uh some people do some other things to it. I like the cream ale what it's done to it.
Okay. What do we got? The pictures that I see here at Homebrew Academy looks like a Homebrew Challenge guy.
Six row isn't the worst thing. I use two row for I'm sorry, six row is kind of like the standard in my opinion.
Okay.
Whereas two row I guess is more kind of like the traditional way. I've brewed it both ways. I like it both ways. I don't honestly know if I can tell a difference
Yeah.
in it, you know. Uh one's a little bit more under modified than the other goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried it too much. It's kind of harder to come by up here, so it's just
Right.
not something I played with. You need some 6 row and corn and make me some Bud Light clones or whatever. Or no, Bud Light I guess is rice, but
Better than Bud.
yeah, nice. So what else we got? Let's go on in the Bloody Butcher is the best corn ever. Okay.
Don't know what that
Okay,
is.
Patrick Sandy uses 6 row in his. Tried the Buddy Butcher's corn. I'm guessing that's like a red corn or something like that, or like probably totally off, but a different colored corn, like a good funds. Blackwood Brews. Do hot girls love beer? Do the hot girls? They all do, I think. Blackwood Brews got a hot in the chat. Oh, the girls are waiting here. 18. Let's
Is that a
uh
bot?
yeah. What does it say? No. Oh man, I gotta do my need. Where's I forget who is the hot girls are waiting here. Yeah, they're definitely not. Yeah,
They're definitely not.
Zach Pearson, what's going on?
You don't, but you don't
See,
know that, do
no,
you?
they are waiting there. I just had to get rid of them because otherwise the 17 people that are watching this are gonna just blast off to check where the hot girls are waiting
Yeah,
at
ignore us.
girls 18 XYZ. Sounds legit.
Yeah,
Or it's the only it's probably a CH on his OnlyFans account or something.
that's the third time I've heard OnlyFans today.
Oh yeah. So you need if you want to make some good money, there's OnlyFans. There's no you won't make that good money on YouTube. You need OnlyFans.
Well, my cowboy hat's in the truck, so
Nice. You're good to go. Sierra
yeah,
Nevada has okay. Where are we at? Somebody was talking about Sierra Nevada, maybe. But yeah, one of the things I'll probably put a video out of
it's four editions of Magnum.
yeah,
That's a bitter beer.
Sierra Nevada 4 editions of Magnum. I don't know what I have for a Sierra Nevada clone recipe, and I have actually a Sierra Nevada. I think I got one here just because I want to do probably just a grain to glass of that, but that's almost like it's borderline like I'd like to try just see what it's like, but it's also like kind of clickbaity because like I'm not going to buy the fresh hops, which apparently Sierra Nevada uses. But
Right.
if you look up like all grain recipe for beer, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is like by far the highest searched one slash highest used one on, I don't know, Beersmith or Brewer's Friend or any of those
I'm sure.
kind of apps.
What's
Because
your
people
favorite style, James?
favorite style, or
Yeah,
that's a hard question to answer. Like
it is, isn't
just
it?
since I started like half appreciating beer, like 3 years
Yeah.
ago, I couldn't even tell you what the different styles were, but ever since now, it's like it's totally different all the time. Like, I mean, I think it's still just a clean IPA is probably one of the ones I enjoy, but then again, it's on a summer's day, I'd rather have like a good sour or something like that, or sometimes you're in the
Yes.
mood for like a weird. It's dessert time, and you want just a ridiculous, at least a taste of a ridiculous stout. I mean, not like a 500 milliliter or half pint or a
So
pint can of it,
it's
but
it's stout season all year round at my house.
yeah. Oh, oatmeal stout's
Sour
always good.
sour over IPA for sure.
Mm.
Um, Saison over IPA every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Yeah, I
I
just
find
haven't
them
had enough
just
of them.
as refreshing, if not more, personally.
Yeah, Patrick Sandy, sweet stouts, his style. Party
We
time
all
knows his
favorite
favorites.
is
Yeah,
White Claw shotgun.
yeah, that's yeah. I was doing some work downstairs the other day, and I'm like, where the fuck is my drill? It's like, and then I came up to do some work up here, and I'm like, oh yeah, I used
Why
my
does
drill to
why does it smell
pop
like White
pop a
Claw?
hole pop a hole in the shotgun, pop a hole in
Yep,
the White Claw
that
so I
was
could down
pretty.
it. That was
That was pretty epic, dude.
yeah. That one thing I could say about them though, like that White Claw has been sitting in my fridge for about probably 18 months, and it's still. I mean, I guess it tastes decent for what a White Claw is. Like it's still just a sweet drink. Like it didn't go all bitter or anything stupid. And same with that, I had that 3% like light beer, and that was again about a
Ron,
year and a half
you
or
and
two
I
year
can
old.
be half friends. Half friends, Ron. Me and you. Chris Vodka, sorry, dude. We cannot be friends.
What's Chris IPA every day? Chris
Yeah.
likes the lactose in his beer.
Okay, well then
Still
maybe,
not totally sold on the lactose, but
maybe.
I'd like to try to do like a session IPA to the chagrin
So
of you, but like a session IPA with some lactose, because from what I've seen on like Brewlosophy and stuff, and just I guess facts, like lactose adds a little bit of body, and when you have a
yeah.
session beer, it's always lacking body. Like it's like okay, you get the bitterness of the hops, but like it's so freaking empty behind it. So like if you could get the base going, but I guess you can do that with like a real hot mash or something to try to get as like minimize the fermentables and make it sessionable. But
So as much as I hate on IPAs, my brew partner and I the last year when I took part of the brew club's deal, um uh he and I we actually won a homebrew competition at a brewery that allowed us to be able to brew our beer on their system, and it was a hazy IPA.
okay,
It was called Jagged Reasoning. If you want to look it up,
oh nice.
we got to make the label art to the can and everything. And that was a totally badass experience.
Oh, you made it on Untapped. Is that
Yep,
the little you got the little skull?
yep. The skull was my wife's idea, and I was like, well, if we're gonna go with skull, we gotta have a gear popping out of it.
Okay, nice. And there's
Lactose does
this
things to
and
me.
the score for some reason is exactly like every other beer on Untapped. It's
It's uncanny,
in the
isn't
three
it?
and a half range. It's no matter what it is on Untapped. I'm pretty sure it's like a 3.5 to 3.7 average because some people like beer, some people don't, and people judge their beer on whether they like the style or not, whether or not it's a well done beer for the style.
I'm I'm just saying that 10 years ago I would have probably rated beer differently than I currently would.
Yeah, I don't know. I have an Untapped account, and maybe 130 or 50 reviews, and every single one has a 5-star review. But I've started writing notes in it, but
Every one
it's
of them
just
has a 5-star
yeah,
review.
it's not. And I've drank some shitty beers, but like, who am I to fucking judge their beers? Like, some people like
That's
them,
right.
some people don't. I'm gonna
Right.
start writing what I think of them, or like my notes. But like, yeah, it's not worth. Who am I to judge your beer? Like, that's funny. I like Untapped because it at least lets you keep
That's what I
track of
say
your beer.
too, and then everybody's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Well, I think I would have done things differently." I don't know.
Yeah,
10 years ago, there
just
was more crystal malts and beers. I don't doubt that.
yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I
Well, I mean,
don't
10 years ago,
personally
there's
know
10 years
that,
ago,
but
all the crap beer
that's
scene
all they had.
is all IPAs. So it's, yeah, lots of crystal. Justin
Yeah,
Johnson jumping in here. Lactose does things to me, bad things. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point too. I know there's a I'm not
The
again
older you get,
I'm not
that
sold on the
happens, I think.
lactose and stuff, but yeah, lactose does things to me. Bad things, yeah. Well, I mean, bad things. It cleans the system right
Golden
right
cleanse.
out. Especially if you're lactose intolerant, that will make your day. You get to, I guess, you can sticker a lot of bathrooms if you got some zappers on you.
But party time at Jaggers Brewing Co. will not judge.
Yeah, nope. With his tasting chart, inputting notes on. Yeah, I got my. I don't have my tasting. Oh wait, no, I do have my tasting chart. Can rock out. I got my thebeerdredge.com. Gotta get it over here because you can see it. Lately it's a stone fruit. It's a plum cherry stone fruit. Malt varieties. It's a creamy oat and light caramel toffee from whatever. I shouldn't talk because, but yeah, lots of flavors on that flavor wheel. Not even lactose intolerant. Yeah, Justin Johnson. There's certain levels of lactose that will just pretty sure fuck everyone up.
How do you find accurate that those things are?
Well, I mean, oh, you mean like the? Are you talking the flavor wheel thing here?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if it's accurate or not. It's missing a few of the hops. Um, but it's really just giving you words for describers. Like, so you look at
Right.
it and, but yeah, I haven't kind of compared
Yeah.
it to what I taste. Like, I haven't looked at, like, okay, so I guess I could look at hop flavor wheel. I'll see if there's a,
Yes.
without
So
talking too
Jaggers
loud.
is my last name.
So that's a real quick answer to that. We gotta work on more material here. Okay. So yeah, so like I haven't actually looked at these charts and then compared them to what I'm tasting. Like, so you look at something simple like, oh, Cascades grapefruit floral pine. Yeah,
I've
sure, but I
never.
haven't actually sat down and tried it. Although
So I tried to take mental notes of like all the hops, all the brews and all that.
yeah,
So Uncle Mick, without the S, hates me and will never send me anything ever in my life.
nice. You got
Uh,
some good
Brewing bad.
descriptions of his beer.
Yeah. No, but on a real note, so I do try to take notes on like what the hot profile is supposed to be, what kind of characteristics we're supposed to get from the grain profile, yeast and all that.
Yeah,
Um, man, I find like a lot of times those things lacking, and so like I'm like, okay, is this me, or is this them, or what? Uh, one of the most disappointing yeast profiles, in my opinion, because I've already brewed that beer like several times and just changed out the yeast, was the rustic yeast blend. I was like, where the hell are you guys pulling bubble gum out of?
yeah.
And all this other stuff. Like, this doesn't
I've
make
never
any
tasted
sense to
bubblegum
me.
yet.
Right.
But yeah, so we got Yeah, Justin's okay. Yeah, you got there. Okay, just talking about your stuff in there. Um, yeah, Jagger's already taken. Mick Jagger's was already taken, so you didn't go with that. I'm assuming they did. I'm assuming they didn't name your family name
I
didn't get changed when the Rolling
my
Stones
mom,
became
my
popular.
mom, my mom almost did it to me, and my wife told me if I would have told her that that was my name, that it'd have been a no-go.
Nice. Yeah, she almost named you Mick just because.
Just because, and my wife said, nope.
No,
Any horror stories in brewing? Um, so horror stories. Acetobacter is a mold. Uh,
yeah, you got a taste of that. You said.
yeah. I don't know what you're talking about horror stories. I've maybe had some almost near burning experiences by moving hot wort or whatever.
Fell into the mash tun. Yeah,
Yeah. No, all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, all that.
nice. You got any beer
Acetobacter, I guess.
injuries? Any good beer injuries from drinking maybe too much or anything too good?
Um, Not that I can think of. The Acetobacter turned me off to that for a minute. Let's see here. I I don't I don't think I've gotten any cuts, scrapes, or anything like that. So I tend to not try to drink until I'm a good way through the boil. Like a good way, like I've got 30 minutes of boil left. Um, so I think I'm pretty much in the good state of mind
Pretty
there.
pretty safe.
Yeah. I don't drink and bottle at the same time or anything like that.
Oh, nice beer quad. My
So
Lagunitas IPA looks like apple cider vinegar with the SCOBY. Oh, nice. It's
so
always good to have a
Scoby.
SCOBY on your beer.
Scoby. So got a video. Go check that out. Just saying. Just saying.
Nice,
Uh,
nice. Yeah,
so
no,
do you have any experience with Scobies?
I got nothing other than just like seeing my sister try to make like kombucha and shit
Yeah.
and seeing scobies and just thinking they're and this was honestly like more before I started brewing, but like thinking originally like, man, that's some gross shit. But now after brewing and understanding a bit more of the process, it's not as gross as I had once
No.
thought.
No. So gross. So
Yeah. It's all
as far as I go,
slimy.
yeah. So you can't like out sour me hardly anymore. Like I'm all about that. That's my life. Um I did there's another content creator. She has a podcast and it's called The Draft Queens. And she asked me to help her with a Houston beer block party. So I got to lead and interview some professional brewers. And one of the questions that I got to ask them was, and the way that I set it up was I said, okay, in one descripting note, describe yourself like you would a beer.
Yeah.
And so I let off and I said, for example, myself, sour. And like everybody just like ate that up. And so we got bitter, we got all kinds of just answers. And that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But kind of like coming back to the like kombucha SCOBY or whatever, if you use it in brewing, I learned that not all sours are equal as far as that goes.
Okay.
Uh, the souring effect that you get from a SCOBY is quite different than that you would get from Lactobacillus or from like Brett or PDO or et cetera, et cetera. So you kind of need to watch that and you need to watch your equipment after that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not just throwing yeah, you don't want to throw it in your scratched up buckets or any of that sort of shit. You gotta.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's why I need to get a. There was a local home brewer from the club selling a couple like SS Brewtech fucking bucket fermenters reasonably cheap recent, and I didn't grab them. I should have grabbed them. They were a really good deal, and then I would have had something better than a bucket to ferment in.
So I've got several buckets. I've got one glass carboy. I've got one 3 gallon plastic carboy, and then I have my all rounder. And my all rounder is set up for my cooling and lagering
Okay, nice.
uh setup.
You
So
got a coil in that or?
yes, I've got the tent twister and
Okay, so
the
same thing. Yeah, same thing.
yeah.
I don't want to put it out next, but it may be one of the next videos, like just throwing the temp, like, because I filmed putting a temp twister in there. It's the exact same video as doing the temp twister and like the grain father fermenter I have.
Yeah.
But it's like if someone wants to see the all rounder temp twister, then that makes sense. It's just not good for the like people that like watching different videos and not the same video over and over again in different versions.
But sometimes some things become so application specific though too,
Yeah.
that it'll be hard to find your little bit of information for that without doing it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like the same video, but like, I mean, if I have an all rounder, I'd rather see the video of putting it in the all rounder other than it's the same
Exactly.
thing. You just drill a fucking hole and put it in. It's not too complicated, but sometimes people just like to see a quick confirmation video of what's going on.
Hey, brewing bad. So do you have any prior experience to doing the bourbon and whiskey soaked wood chips in your beer? Um, as far as like specific videos and content and context, um, so I put out a raw ale video and it did pretty decently.
Okay,
And
sweet.
then I think the one of the first things that you said about me personally on your channel was during another live stream, and it was about my second raw ale that won the competition that
Yep.
was local. And I learned a lot between both of them and things like that. And that second video has overtaken the first video. That it's totally stupid. It's crazy. Just the way that like a specific application can propel it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
It's something I see there brewing bads. Looking forward to dropping his bourbon whiskey soaked chips into the
yes,
imperial stout.
that's
Like that's
exciting.
yeah,
So
that'll be fun. One of the things, and I have no idea what the credibility of it is today, but like I listened to it today in like a audio book or something, and they were talking about like soaking like if you buy like oak chips or something, like you can soak them
yeah.
in bourbon or something like that. But they're saying like
So
you might as well just drop the bourbon into the
no,
beer straight.
no.
Does it make a
I,
difference,
I've
or what do you think?
I've done it a few times, and so my advice is one to toast those wood chips or whatever that you're doing,
Okay,
and then soak them and try to soak them for a couple weeks. I've done like whiskey, bourbon, and rum, and whenever you go to do it, make sure that you put it in like some kind of sanitized bag and weigh that down so that way it sinks to the bottom down there
okay.
at the bottom. And
It
because
sounds
when I did
delicious.
when I did my rum stout, that was holy shit the best, one of the best like additional like thing stouts that I've ever done.
Okay.
Getting all that wood out of the beer because I just threw it in just willy-nilly. That was such a pain in the ass to go from the primary fermentation vessel to my bottling bucket to get that beer ready.
So like
And
the wood's just everywhere, like kind of like floating at the
yes,
top, in the middle, at the
float
fucking bottom,
around.
just wherever.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And then it would come down and clog up the siphon. And you'd find little particles and things and stuff like that. So make sure that you put it in like some kind of like sanitized mesh bag that's got like the smallest like filtration through it or whatever, and just let it sink to the bottom. So how much rum did I use for a 5 gallon bag or batch? I think I went overhanded, and I think I ended up using something that was like about 6 ounces of wood chips, and I probably did about 10 ounces of rum. So that was kind of heavy handed. With the eggnog stout, I had since learned that a good ratio is about 3 ounces of wood chips and 3 ounces or so of bourbon whiskey or whatever. Uh, I don't know if there's a right answer or not there. I think that there's some personal taste ex explained there. I will say that I learned from being a young man trying to learn how to drink alcohol, like mixed drinks, uh, I went pretty heavy handed like with Crown Royal and like Coke. And it was like almost a 50-50 mix. I was like, oh my God, why would anybody want to drink this? But I learned that like a 3 ounce pour is a very good like starting point for things. You can go more, you can go less, but about 3 ounces seems to be a pretty good middle ground there. That
Nice.
makes
Yeah, no, that makes a
wow.
lot of sense. You gotta.
Woodford Reserve, huh? That was probably expensive, huh? I uh I prefer Evan
Hopefully not
Williams.
too many. Yeah, I know nothing on that kind of lines of thing, but I'm assuming they're good stuff.
So I've also learned it's nice to have a fancy bourbon, right, whiskey or whatever for those like things like anniversaries, birthdays or whatever,
Yeah,
and then
like
have
yours is
a
coming up.
nice cheap one
Yeah,
to drink as your quote unquote house or your daily.
nice. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to shut her down here soon. Yeah, it's getting on midnight. We've been going for how long have we been going? We've been going a while, I think.
It says 116 minutes.
116, almost 2 hours. Any final questions or anything like that for Matt there? But yeah, I gotta be at work for presentations at like 8 a.m. So and I got
So
a 40 minute drive to work. So that's about it. And I definitely
I
like to
don't have
get you back on here again sometime if we get the stream going or something. Like I'm assuming you
yeah,
like talking beer.
I do.
We get a lot of times when there's live streams and we don't talk beer. So I'm pretty happy
So
with a solid 2 hours of beer talk. Whether or not we learned
I
anything or
don't
no.
have to go anywhere, guys. I love you all.
Yeah.
First off.
Yeah.
Second
No.
of all, I have
I'm.
a 4 day weekend. I have to go fire up the pit in about one, two, three, four, in about 4 hours.
Can you
So
can you fire it up and just get back to crashing, or you fire it up and you got to watch that shit all day?
no, so I'm impatient and I have to know everything immediately.
Okay.
So I don't go back to sleep.
Nope.
I normally, so for Thanksgiving, what we normally do is I'll fire up the pit. We'll be barbecuing, and
Nice.
then so we're non-traditional as far as Thanksgiving goes. No turkey
Okay.
and no stuffing. So I do brisket and ribs.
That
We'll
sounds a
do
lot better.
it's totally better. Like we're in Texas for God's sakes. And then we do green bean casserole, some mashed potatoes, and whatnot. Uh, and then on top of everything, we'll both play Mystery Science 3000 all day with the kids. So it's a pretty cool, chill day. We normally eat about noon and just pig out.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Much better than just going to work tomorrow and Friday because we had our Thanksgiving like a month ago or something. Month and a
So
bit
I
ago.
have a 4 day weekend and I've got 4 brews to knock out.
Nice.
So
That's awesome.
yep. Hashtag wish me luck.
Yeah. No, that's all good. No, and thanks everyone for showing up. We still got 16 people here that we're gonna just disappoint by cutting it off now, but yeah, I need to sleep